The camera opens on a flawless luxury leather jacket. Smooth lines, deep color, a quiet symbol of status and craftsmanship. Under soft studio lighting, it looks timeless, almost effortless. Then the image cuts sharply. We're suddenly on a factory floor. Industrial lights, metal tables, and lying at the center of the frame is a raw Komodo hide, textured, scaled, and unmistakably different from ordinary leather. It's a jarring contrast, refined fashion versus raw material. So how does something that looks this wild become something this polished? Komodo leather is considered one of the most unusual materials in the luxury world. Its natural surface can't be replicated by machines, and its rarity gives it an almost mythical reputation in high-end fashion. But behind the exclusivity is a tightly controlled industrial process, one that blends regulation, chemistry, skilled labor, and time. This transformation doesn't happen by accident. Every step, from sourcing to finishing, is carefully managed to meet legal standards, quality expectations, and consumer demand. Mistakes aren't just costly, they can ruin an entire hide. In this documentary, we step inside the Komodo leather factory to follow that journey. From raw hide to finished jacket, we'll uncover how nature, industry, and craftsmanship come together to create one of fashion's most distinctive luxury products. Komodo leather refers to a type of exotic leather known for its naturally scaled surface and distinctive grain pattern. Unlike traditional cowhide, this leather carries visible texture formed by the animal's skin structure, making every piece visually unique. Because no two hides are identical, Komodo leather is often associated with rarity, exclusivity, and high craftsmanship. Its limited availability and complex processing requirements place it firmly in the premium category of fashion materials. In the global luxury fashion market, exotic leathers occupy a special niche. Brands use them not for mass production, but to signal distinction and elevated value. Materials like Komodo leather are commonly featured in limited edition jackets, bags, and accessories, where uniqueness is as important as function. For luxury consumers, the appeal lies not just in appearance, but in the story behind the material, how it was sourced, processed, and transformed. Exotic leathers also tend to offer practical advantages. Many are naturally tougher and more abrasion-resistant than standard leather, making them suitable for long-lasting, high-wear products. This combination of durability and visual character helps justify their position at the top end of the market. Demand for distinctive materials has grown alongside changes in modern fashion culture. Today's consumers are more informed and more selective. Instead of fast fashion, many are drawn to fewer, higher quality items that feel personal and enduring. In a market crowded with similar designs, materials like Komodo leather stand out immediately. As global fashion becomes more competitive, brands continue searching for ways to differentiate themselves. Exotic leathers provide that edge, offering a balance of natural rarity, technical performance, and visual impact. In this context, Komodo leather is more than a material. It's a statement about craftsmanship, durability, and the evolving definition of luxury. The journey of Komodo leather begins long before it reaches a factory floor. In the sourcing phase, hides enter the supply chain only as regulated animal byproducts, moving through licensed channels that comply with international trade and documentation standards. This legal framework is essential, ensuring traceability and limiting supply, which contributes to the material's premium status. Once a raw hide arrives at the processing facility, immediate stabilization is critical. Fresh hides are carefully cleaned to remove organic residue, then cured using salt or controlled drying methods. This step prevents bacterial growth and halts natural decomposition. Without proper curing, even the highest quality hide can be permanently damaged within hours. The next stage is tanning, where the hide is transformed into usable leather. Depending on the desired outcome, processors use either chemical tanning for strength and consistency, or vegetable tanning for a firmer feel and more natural aging. Temperature, timing, and solution balance are closely monitored. The goal is to preserve the hide's natural scale texture while increasing flexibility and durability. After tanning, the leather enters the finishing phase. Here, it is dyed to achieve consistent color without masking the natural surface pattern. Mechanical softening improves comfort and wearability. while surface treatments enhance resistance to moisture and friction. Each adjustment affects how the leather will perform as a finished garment. Finally, skilled craftspeople take over. Large hides are carefully cut into jacket panels, with patterns positioned to highlight the leather's natural features. Panels are then stitched, reinforced, and shaped into a finished jacket. At this stage, human expertise matters more than machines, from regulated sourcing to final assembly. Every step builds on the last, turning a rare raw material into a luxury garment. Designed to last for years, one of the most striking features of Komodo leather is its natural scale pattern. Unlike embossed or printed textures, these patterns are formed naturally, meaning no two hides are ever the same. When turned into jackets, this results in truly one-of-a-kind garments. Even within the same production batch, variations in scale size, spacing, and texture give each piece its own visual identity, something highly valued in luxury fashion. Beyond appearance, Komodo leather is also known for its performance. The structure of the hide provides higher abrasion resistance compared to standard cowhide. This makes it better suited for garments designed to handle regular wear, while maintaining their shape and surface detail. Over time, instead of breaking down unevenly, the leather tends to age gradually, adding character without sacrificing strength. Scarcity plays a major role in value. Komodo leather is not produced at industrial scale, and supply is tightly limited by regulation and sourcing constraints. This limited availability creates exclusivity, which directly influences market pricing. In luxury fashion, rarity often matters as much as quality. A material that cannot be easily replaced or mass-produced naturally carries higher prestige. Because of these factors, craftsmanship becomes more important than automation. Machines work best with uniform materials, but exotic leathers require constant human judgment. Craftspeople must decide where to cut, which sections to feature, and how to align patterns across seams. Small mistakes can't be corrected without visible impact, making experience essential. This hands-on approach increases production time and cost, but it also elevates the final product. In the luxury market, value is not defined solely by materials or branding. It's defined by uniqueness, durability, and the skill required to bring a rare material to life. Komodo leather embodies all three, turning craftsmanship itself into part of the product's worth. Quality control plays a critical role in the production of Komodo leather, especially because of its high value and limited supply. Inspections begin early and continue at multiple stages of processing. Each hide is checked for thickness, flexibility, and surface consistency to ensure it meets strict production standards. Areas that are too rigid, uneven, or damaged are identified before the leather moves forward, helping prevent defects in the final garment. Because exotic leathers operate under closer scrutiny, compliance is not optional. Komodo leather must be accompanied by detailed documentation that aligns with international wildlife trade regulations. These records track the material through the supply chain, from sourcing to finished product. For manufacturers and brands, this paperwork is as important as the leather itself, protecting both legal standing and brand reputation. Sustainability efforts also influence how Komodo leather is used. Since each hide is rare and costly, waste reduction is a priority. Trimmings and smaller sections that cannot be used for jackets are often repurposed into wallets, watch straps, or small accessories. This approach maximizes material use while reducing overall waste, aligning economic efficiency with responsible production. In recent years, consumer expectations have shifted. Luxury buyers increasingly want to know where materials come from and how they are handled. Transparency has become part of product value, especially for exotic materials. Brands now face pressure to clearly explain sourcing practices, processing standards, and ethical considerations without exaggeration or secrecy. Together, quality control and sustainability form the backbone of modern exotic leather production. They ensure that Komodo leather products are not only visually distinctive, but also responsibly managed. In today's luxury market, craftsmanship alone is no longer enough. Trust, documentation, and transparency now shape how premium materials are judged and valued. Komodo leather jackets sit at the intersection of rarity, skill, and industrial precision. They are not the result of speed or mass production, but of carefully managed systems working in sequence. From regulated sourcing to detailed finishing, every stage reflects a balance between natural material and controlled manufacturing. This balance is what separates luxury garments from ordinary apparel. Each finished jacket tells two stories at once. The first is natural, visible in the leather's unique surface, its texture, and its durability. No two jackets are identical because no two hides are identical. As luxury fashion continues to evolve, materials like Komodo leather draw attention to larger questions within the industry. What defines value in a world where many products can be replicated quickly? How much responsibility should brands carry for sourcing and transparency? And how can traditional craftsmanship coexist with modern production demands? These questions don't have simple answers, but Komodo leather offers a clear example of how the industry is responding. By combining limited natural resources, skilled labor, and regulated processes, luxury fashion moves beyond appearance alone. It becomes a reflection of decision-making, accountability, and design intent. In the end, a Komodo leather jacket is more than a fashion statement. It represents a careful transformation where nature, industry, and craftsmanship meet. As consumers look for products that feel meaningful as well as durable, materials like Komodo leather will continue to shape conversations about what luxury